Donovan. Hey. Lane. Hey.
There you go.
Lane. I think we need to get the EMS.
In the day, you know?
Trauma does things to a man.
I think he might need a minute. We should commish. We need to talk. Get you up to speed. And
yeah,
if interrogations are going to be difficult, we can always arrange one after all the evidence is sorted. But we'll let Pierce, Pike handle it. So here's to answer your question. I mean, Commish, you have somewhat of an idea of my background. I had my best friend get blown up by a fucking C4 on top of a roof.
Chief is dead inside,
point,
Commish.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm dead inside. It's just, you know, look,
He's
here's,
yeah,
it's
I'm sorry about that, Chief.
Yeah. It, look, as, so here's what happened. All right. And I'm going to try to keep it brief. After the situation at the Pink Cage on Friday, I only just came to learn that, Donovan had the impression she'd recognize somebody. She said
hey,
something.
You feel him, man. I'm gonna go make sure officers aren't, you know, fucking shooting our criminals.
She let Ophelia know about it. It wasn't brought up to any of us. But come Sunday, yesterday, sorry, she came to me and she started telling me on the phone, "Hey, I need to talk to this guy. I need to talk to this guy." I'm like, it's about, yeah, come on over, Black. What's going on?
Nothing. Just seeing if you needed me for anything. If
yeah, make sure. Yeah, see if Pike needs anything, and then, you know, you're heading out. You said.
I'm just gonna go with Liddy just to clear our heads.
All right. All right. Easy. All right. When you do see Pike, let him know. I'll be down in a moment.
A firm. Yes, sir. 10-4.
Black.
Yes, sir.
One of the most important jobs you have right now is keep morale up in the depths of despair. That needs to be your job. I've seen a lot of sergeants, a lot of times, and corporals, NCOs in command. They get beaten down by this stuff, and they let it get to them. And the reality is we don't get to be beaten down. We only get to do that behind closed doors.
Yes, sir.
So
that's why me and Lenny are gonna go do some community policing down where Donovan would have. Go down to Grove Street, give out some shoes, just try to keep the positive and what she would have done alive.
that's right. That's the right step. Okay.
All right. I'll let him know, sir.
All right. Thank you. So there's some missing holes. I just learned today that the recognition of an individual at Pink Cage kind of crawled up in her mind on Friday. Ophelia told me as much. But yesterday came around and I received a phone call from her, in which she stated she had some really big set of information coming from an individual she knew as Pablo. It's a manager over at the Pink Cage. And when I asked her what it was about, she said it's about what happened on Friday. She said that the only way that this individual is going to provide any information was if she went off duty and went alone.
Jesus fucking Christ,
yeah.
Donovan.
So I immediately told her, I was immediately sussed out about the entire thing. Because number one, how the hell is some manager at the Pink Cage going to have any information that would be relevant? And if it was, why would he only be providing it off duty? She was trying to convince me, and this is kind of where the concerning bit started, that she was convincing me that it was reasonable for Pablo to be afraid of being seen with the police. But that doesn't jive to any reality in my mind. I've never seen that before. If you're afraid, you're not gonna do it off duty, and let alone you would at least quit the facility, right? Separate yourself. But as the conversation kind of continued, there was a lot of pleading. Eventually, after the second call, maybe the third one, I told her, if you're gonna meet this guy, it's gonna be with Black and 2 other units. Upon their arrival to the Pink Cage, she received a text message from Pablo stating that she is here, but she's with others. He had accidentally mistexted her. Upon seeing that, Black and her left. 2 hours later, Pablo is found in the middle of nowhere at the beach. She responds to it.
On my solder, let me answer that before he gets upset. Hello? Yep.
What you're saying fits Tina's personality. I've known her for many years, and she's very headstrong and what's the word? Persistent.
Yeah, that's...
So if she sets her mind, you're not talking out of it.
Let me check with the governor and see what she says. Okay.
So...
All right, we'll do. I'll let you know in a little bit. Okay. I need you to talk to the governor tonight, and ask her if Sider wants to go for the death penalty, which
We're not even there yet.
Yep. Well, I'll let you have that
Yeah.
conversation with the governor or not.
I'll volunteer as part of the firing squad.
I'm not sure that killing people for this shit is gonna do us any favors on the streets.
No. We don't even know where they're from.
Yeah.
We
We even know who it is?
Well, so here's where I'm going with this. It turns out that one of the individuals at the Pink Cage was Tina's ex, a individual known as Riker, something like that.
Oh, Tony Rico.
No, not Tony Rico.
No, I haven't heard Tony Rico's name.
Riker. Why do you say Tony Rico?
Tony Rico was an old commissioner who then wasn't the commissioner for a very muddied investigation of corruption, all that mess. Long time ago, probably like 4, maybe 5 years ago. But I haven't heard his name come up in a while.
Okay. Okay. So, is it the same person, or is this an alias? Is this 2 different people?
I have no idea.
Okay. So I heard the name
I
Riker.
don't know.
Right. Lou and some others, I guess, used to work with this guy, so they can shed some light on that. But nonetheless, the moment she told me that is where I let her know, like, listen, first off, you should have said something, which was concerning, right? If you even thought this, you should be telling me. Secondly, when Pablo's body ended up on the beach, she called me, and her first thing that she told me was, I need to talk to him. He's only going to talk to me in person by myself, and that she had to do it. And I told her right there in that moment, I'm like, if this is your ex and you're literally begging me to allow you to put your life on the line in order to get information that we don't even know is credible, in what seems like very clear attempts to kidnap you, you lost me. Because at a certain point, it's no longer your life, but the life of every officer that ends up needing to respond, alongside pissing off a fucking hornet's nest that we have no business dealing with right now. Eventually, that persistence got enough to the point that I suspended her for 24 hours. Things got more concerning when it resulted in a phone call from Pablo to me, in which it became very clear that Donovan had been giving him more information than she had originally alluded to. Now, I won't say whether or not it was malicious or out of, an emotional reaction, but it was enough to at least if gone back to the head of whatever that network is, they would know we're looking at it. They would know what some of our moves are. Quite frankly, I'm not surprised she ended up in the position she did today. She wrote her own story. Lane, I know you were close to her, but that's the truth.
I take no no offense to anything said. I know how she was. I'm not stupid or blind.
The way
I mean, how many times have we taken Donovan to the side and told her she needs
Numerous.
to come back to reality, to come back? I mean, we told her this shit was going to get her or someone else eventually.
You know, there's been other situations similar to this involving past transgressions with her and things like that over the course of years that things like this happen. And she always falls off the deep end into it and either gets in trouble or does something that she shouldn't do. As bad as it is for me to say, I'm not surprised that it ended up the way that it did, just because of how callous I am to knowing how she went about doing things like this. And as mad as I am at her, and I even yelled at her. I shouldn't have done that. I yelled at her in the morgue. I definitely shouldn't have done that with other people around. But it's just like, it's not her fault, but at the same time, she could have done things that she'd probably still be here if she didn't.
You yell at her corpse?
I did. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Jesus fucking Christ, Lenny.
In
It's
relation,
my job to tell her what she did wrong.
She's fucking dead. Lane. You can't be yelling at her corpse.
look,
You need to get the fuck together. You can't be doing that unless the officers are going to see that shit.
yeah. In relation to where things are now, there's going to be a lot of blowback. There's already there's a lot of emotion in the air. This individual is contacting people via her cell phone. He has it. I received one of those phone calls, as did Osiris, Ophelia Blackwood. So there's a good chance he's likely going to be reaching out to a handful of people. As far as I am concerned, this needs to be nipped in the bud. This cannot be openly discussed, as this is exactly what this man wants us to do. Get in our heads. I've dealt with individuals like this in the past. It tends to be associated with what's the word I'm looking for? He's likely going to believe he's the puppet master, so to speak, and he's playing with his food. And the best way to control is through fear and casting doubts. And so if he continues to make phone calls, I believe that elements within the police department that may side with whatever the fuck he's putting in their head may result in information getting out there.
We want to
On the
keep
top-
people from feeling like they have to get revenge, because that's how people like this are able to control us.
Yeah.
The fear and that deep feeling of hate is going to be what brings someone to try to go off the fucking book. And that's the type of shit that happens when something like this happens. That's the result, and we got to be watching, because there's going to be officers that need help.
Blackwood needs to either take some time off or be put with somebody else, because when I broke the news to her, she lost it. So she is very susceptible to manipulation right now.
Okay, we'll put her with you.
Yeah.
Roger that.
I want I think there needs to be a limited, defined list of individuals that work this case, and all information needs to go to them. Individuals that can look at this case objectively and have no past ties to it.
I think how about Pike is too close to this.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, he was grooming Donovan as a protege or detective.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that's not a good one either. I think someone from command has to oversee this investigation.
I think
if you want my opinion, and appoint someone.
I
to
would
lead a task
love
force.
Black, but his hands are full. We can start with Pike, at least for the next day or two before we do a handoff. It gives us some time to think about it.
What about the new people that were brought in that don't have
tarts.
any ties to this whatsoever?
Oh.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, Tarts or Lightwood.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they have no strings attached to this whatsoever. Like there's no. You know what I mean?
They've served with Donovan in the past. I don't know how close they all
Right.
look.
Right,
So,
but I mean, they're not as intertwined, right? Up to speed, I guess. I don't know. It seems like it would be them, not necessarily a neutral party, but they're someone that.
Wait. Sullivan Valentine, I was taken hostage by Luther. He's trying to break into Mission Row PD because of something that happened to Donovan. How does he know?
What the fuck?
He left me now and is trying to steal a heli to get into Mission Row PD. Keep in mind, Luther also has some involvement. Tina had mentioned his name. Either he was present with Pablo or separately mentioned something about hurting her. Mind you, Tina originally, as far as I can assess it, was being picked up. But there was an attempt by Reeker to meet up with Tina, likely to either get in her head, swap sides, or get information. Ultimately, her swapping, this is a message, right? Stabbing, passion, right? She probably said no. But my question now is, how the fuck did Luther know this? There's a good chance that whatever connection that he has back to these individuals, he got it from there, because I doubt a cop put this information out there. But let's table that. I don't think we want to alert Luther that we think he's more suspect than.
Luther gets around. He knows everybody.
Yeah.
I've seen him with every type of person you could, think of. He's everywhere all at once. As for him knowing about Donovan passing, I mean, all of EMS knows, a bunch of police. I mean, that's the whole city probably knows about now. It's probably something on Twitter, to be honest.
Yeah, but my point there is that Luther's likely almost as close, maybe even closer than this Pablo guy. And trust me when I say this Pablo guy's a fucking moron.
You said he was found on. Is he dead?
Who? Pablo?
Pablo.
So
yeah,
when he was
found on the beach,
there was an attempt to execute him on the beach, but he ended up at the hospital, and he was looking to meet up with her shortly thereafter. So, anyways, do you have any other questions? I got to go down there and make sure these individuals are being interrogated, whatnot.
Oh, not really. Just make sure we get this shit right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get fucking destroyed if we fumble this investigation by the governor.
Yeah.
And the public outrage. It would be insane if we fuck this up.
I think the right way to handle this is we charge these the problem is the murder, right? I believe we're able to charge them for what they did today and ask the warden to hold them. The problem is, Kamish, we have 3 individuals. We don't even know if they fired at her. We know it's a knife. These, at best, they're accessories without the primary.
That's not good for press.
No.
We need a primary. Do you think they'll crack?
I highly doubt it.
Do we have any pictures of the scene or anything?
We do. We have it all up on evidence. She was stabbed, mind you, not shot. And likely stabbed by Reeker. So, the reality is that pushing what we got, I'm gonna recommend we send them up on hold, and I'll talk to the DA. But this is likely going to be a two-parter. Charge them for what we have today. Maintain a hold, and prepare for like a habeas corpus request. But quite frankly, these individuals are likely. I mean, I don't know. This is uncharted territory, to be honest. I mean, we may not catch this guy for years, if at all. And until we do, there's not much of a case that can be built.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
You're making this sound like the perfect fucking crime.
Well, it's not. I've gotten people. I've dealt with this before. It's not that it's perfect. It's just my point is that charging accessory to murder without the primary is a waiting game, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, Kamish. Half my cases, it's easier to just fucking put a bullet in their head when given the opportunity.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
We can still get them with an accessory. We don't need the primary charge for accessory.
For murder?
We just need to prove what they did. Did they prevent were they complicit in what happened in terms of their actions, or did they cause it?
That's flipping a coin, sir.
Gentlemen, y'all just let me know what you need me to do. I have some paperwork to fill out for a minute, and then just if you need anything, just text me. Send me a text and let me know.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's see what the DA says. Right. All right. Anything else? I gotta get down there.
No, you take care of it. I
Yep.
guess put the DA on and see what he says.
Subpoena their ass? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so because remember, murder, it's got to go to trial, right? Right now we have their presence and their attempt to. You might be able to get them accessory after, accessory after the after the fact charges. Hey,